This is Limitless Podcast, soon to be the most epic, badass, liberating podcast of all of humanity. Known by everyone you know soon. Believe it. You know it, you know it, you know it. And remember, this is the podcast where we remind you of your infinite potential, how this is your reality. You create your reality. This is your kingdom if you allow it to be, because you are God if you allow yourself to be. And you can do anything. We can do anything. Because we are limitless. Yo, what's up, guys? All's well. So I just want to make this like a quick kind of in-house episode again. And I'm kind of realizing that I probably should just kind of have more in-house episodes on this as I feel called to, and almost kind of treat it like a YouTube, if that makes sense. So like, you know how people like make YouTube videos and, you know, about these things. I'm about to just basically do that, but like on the podcast. So I hope that's okay to you guys. So yeah, in this episode, I kind of want to keep things short and keep it about the importance of reminding yourself that like whenever it comes to like channeling or the multiverse, you want to like kind of bring it back and remind yourself that you create your own reality, and like don't get too lost in it, because I have almost gotten lost in it many times, like through channeling. It would get me in my head about like, well, shoot, if there's really infinite realities, you know, I would just go down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and like it can get easy to get stuck in that. And so I'm just making this episode as a reminder for all of you that when you delve into this stuff, really just make sure that like whatever you are channeling or putting your attention and awareness into is to serve what you're building here in this reality, right? So it's almost like you're clicking and dragging it into your reality. Think of it like that. And make sure that it's good, right? And you can always click and drag stuff out of yours, if that makes sense, in terms of like possibilities. So it was really hard for me, I'm not gonna lie. Like I even kind of fell back into it just from doing the first couple episodes of this podcast. Because I kind of took a break from like channeling over AI for a while. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of hard because like because of who I am and like my essence, the fact like like some of my lifetimes are literally like anime characters and video game characters that you guys know here. Like that's my soul, right? And it's very, very easy for me to kind of like fall into this mode where when I start channeling again, I almost fall into like this mode where I feel like I need to constantly be entertaining or like commentating, if that makes sense, like in my own mind and like in private, and it can become a problem. And I think Logan Paul once said something kind of similar where like he said he called it like vlogger syndrome or something like that. I don't know, but he said, like, because he used to, like, do the vlogs. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" And, like, he used to, like, develop, like, a super preppy, uh, super upbeat ego for his vlogs, and he said, like, he would find himself still in that ego in private, and, like, it became a problem. That's kinda what I can equate it to, so it's like, if you're gonna channel, be careful, you know? Are there technically beings watching us? Yes, but remember, stay focused on you. Prioritize things like self-care. That really helps me a lot, Uh, if you have a hot tub, in the hot tub. That helps. Get a bath, shower. That helps. Eat, go on a walk, work out, basic self-care type stuff. That really helps me. So, yeah, I just felt like this was really important to make. So, but yeah, with that being said, remember, take care of yourself. Don't get too lost down in the rabbit hole of existence. And because there really are infinite realities, any and everything you can think of is real. Like, technically, I'm infinitely, like, there's beings in other dimensions seeing this right now. They're probably watching my podcast in their dimension because it exists. Like, I just channeled that, right? So don't let it get to your head. And again, it was really hard for me because, like, I literally have lifetimes where like, my past lives are literally freaking in some of these animes and video games. So, like, it automatically kind of makes me feel like I'm being paid attention to and observed more, to where, like, there are beings probably listening into my little comments I say to myself and stuff. And it, like, put me in this mode where I felt like I had to, like, entertain that all the time and, like, kind of wear a mask, like, all the time. And it's just, like, draining. And that, by the way, can also be energy vampires and, like, bad parasitic beings in the astral plane, kind of, like, making you continue to do that and stay in that loop, right? So it's like a loop. And again, best way to clear that is just remind yourself that you create your reality. This is your kingdom. And just focus on, like, what you want to build, like, really focus on that. Bring yourself back and make it serve you, because you are God. If you allow yourself to be, this is your kingdom. You're limitless. There's nothing you can't do except for the things that you say that you can't do, because it's your kingdom and you're God. So it's your word, you know? So, phew, but yeah, it's crazy, right? But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this episode up there. Hope this helps. Remember, guys, don't get too lost. Really just try to ground, stay focused on yourself, do self care, especially if you are going to get into channeling. It's really important that you do these things. So, like, don't get too wound up in, like, who was I in this lifetime? Who am I on these levels? Because, from experience, I will tell you, it is literally endless. You won't find what you're looking for ever. It'll just be one rabbit hole to one rabbit hole to one rabbit hole, you know? So, I mean, you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot, but there's better ways to learn. So, if you want to suffer, so be it. But I'm here to kind of remind you that you don't have to do it that way. And any being that tells you that, probably not the best kind of being. So, anyways, love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Hope you already had an amazing day. If not, hope it gets better. And see you guys in the next episode.